Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Pope.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things I'm talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Pope. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. We'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. We'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause it's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand
First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio. Good morning, Earthlings. Welcome back from the weekend. How you doing today? Did you have a good time? I hope so. Raining out here in Southern California yesterday. Sunny Saturday was nice, but yesterday poured all day long. Nonetheless, we are here today. All right, today, new month, beginning of February 1st. Our sun sign is in Scorpio, where it will be the rest of today. It goes void, of course, tonight at 6 p.m. And tomorrow it's going to go at 9 a.m. into Sagittarius. So Scorpio, right here, the unconscious mind. Let me just remind you. This is the unconscious mind, Scorpio, right now. The tarot card of a death. So Scorpio brings with it a lot of darkness. The reason it brings darkness is because if you imagine the waters, Scorpio is the thing which is way down deep in the water. Therefore, the light's not necessarily shining down there. It doesn't make the thing bad. It just means that it's coming to the surface. We may not recognize it. Therefore, we think of it as rising from the death, rising from the depths, rising from the ashes. And so in this darkness, and we don't see something, sometimes along with it goes that scariness. That's where that all comes from, because we don't recognize something. But death is just a transition. The darkness that comes up just needs to be illuminated with life and light. So that is what's taking place. Interesting that here in the States we have the caucuses going on today. So I think there could be a lot of darkness and secretiveness that's going on over the course of today. But as we move into Sagittarius, the truth will come out about all that is taking place. So just be ready for a day of interesting activities if you're paying attention to the world of politics with Scorpio here. The aspects we're looking at, well, Mars already played an aspect. Pluto played out an aspect. Up and coming, we have Mercury, which is communication, how to communicate this water, these feelings, these emotions that are within us. 11:42 a.m., Chiron, the wounded healer, gets into the mix in a nice positive way of showing us that we can transcend these emotions and these feelings that rise to the surface. Allow them to be something that becomes a healing factor once we check them out, realize what they are, and release them. And then 6:35 p.m., Jupiter expands all of that emotionalness, all the water of Scorpio, and it just stays that way till tomorrow as it hits the void of course period over the course of this evening. The moon itself is 45.5% full. We are making our way to the new moon. That'll be there in 7 days now on the 8th. 22 Shavat is the name on the Jewish calendar. Today's date. Daily thought for today is the sung hero, the sung unhero. Your most heroic acts are those which you may not even be aware of. Like the time you could have gotten with the guy in the next cubicle and nobody would have known, and you really wanted to, but just because it's not right. You may not have been impressed, you may not have even been disappointed with yourself, but the angels burst into song as all your world rose up a notch. It may have been the most elevating act of a lifetime. Heroic acts are not heroic if they're second nature. It's when you break out of your nature that you enter the realm of the divine. Okay. 5-tone day, still on the wave spell of the sun, where we will be for the week. This is the theme of enlightenment, light shining down in our life. Just think of the sun shining bright, enlightening us. Light is information, so a lot of information coming from the light. Today is the seed, the flowering of the light that is shining in our lives. The eagle provides us with vision. It's our like-minded energy today. Timelessness of the wizard is our challenge, and the hidden power of our ability to be in synchronicity with things. Free will, the human, is our guide for today, and the phrase is, I empower in order to target commanding awareness. I seal the input of flowering with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of free will. Solar wind over at Space Weather lists at 287.9 kilometer per second. Planetary K index is quiet at a 2, could get up to a 4 over the next 24 hours. One large big corona hole on the top of the sun here, with a notification that about the 4th of February we'll be getting hit from the solar wind coming off of that. M-class flare possibilities down to 1. X-class also down to 1. Geomagnetic storm activity has slowed. 5% in the middle latitudes. 25, 30% in the upper latitudes. Just seems to be steady over the next 24 to 48 hours. And finally, looking up at the sky tonight, remember we have all of these planets in alignment over the course of this month. Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. Of course, if you're watching up in the sky, Jupiter certainly is the first one you'll be able to see late at night, about 9, 10 o'clock at night, and these others roll into view as the night goes on. Okay, here we have in the early dawn of Tuesday the 2nd, the moon shines high overhead of Scorpius, about midway between Mars and Saturn. Okay, so we're going to see the moon. We got Mars will be below it to the right. Okay, that's what we're looking at tonight, and that is Cosmic Weather. UFO News is up next. Here we go.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, Dirk, thank you very much. Today, 5 stories. Story number 1. Cigar-shaped UFO over Waikato, New Zealand. This was on the 20th. The interesting footage of a cigar UFO recorded. Let me see, where's the image? Where's the image? I thought there was a picture here, and it seems to have disappeared. Well, let's see if we can just get over to here. It was here, and now it's gone. New interesting footage of a cigar-shaped UFO over Waikato, New Zealand. Let's see if this gets us there. There we go. There's our object in question right there. It's a very interesting looking weather vane. Retired French photojournalist Daniel Urbintini, 67, had a slightly otherworldly experience in Waikato 10 days ago as he uploaded shots taken of Rotorua Mare. He noticed something unusual. It appears to be 3 elongated objects in the sky, one larger to the right side of the image and 2 smaller ones to the left. Okay, very interesting. Link available so you can check it out, see what you think. I'm moving on to the next story here. This was California witness sees a UFO by slowing the video down. California witness at El Cajon reports discovering a UFO in the video after slowing it down. Everything's slowing down right now. After slowing it down, the witness was outside 11:30 p.m. January 14th when he noticed a jet heading straight up. He began to videotape it later that day. When he was playing the video back, the witness and his girlfriend noticed a fast-moving object right here. Let me see if I can play this video, if it will work. It's all these challenges going on here today. Just one of those days, huh? Alright, well, there's our object. There's the video. The witness could identify the object and decide to upload it to YouTube for others to see. Okay, these look like just photos. He said he most definitely was a UFO because he didn't know what it was, so it was unidentified. There's our object in question right here. Nice little ball. We can see it's not a lens flare of any sorts. It's an actual object of some kind. Not sure what it is, but there it is. Alright, here up by the sun, we have this object here. Seems to be some sort of a ship. We've seen this before. UFO returns to Earth's sun. Do aliens have the right to use it? That's the question being asked. Well, who's going to stop them? The ship was caught heading directly to our sun last week by StreetCap1 of YouTube. This really puts humanity in an awkward position. Honestly, who has the rights to use the sun as they see fit? I mean, what if they mess with it and cause a major solar explosion so big it destroys the first 3 planets? Whoops. What can they say? Whoops, my bad. Well, they just don't know. Anyway, here's our object. And I'm not too worried about these up by the sun because I'm guessing they've done it for quite some time. And we've never really thought twice about it. But there's our object, so something's going on up there. Something's more than what we're told about how these things work. Interesting. Okay, let's move on from here. Fast-moving saucer UFO flies near a jet. This is in Arizona. There's our object. You can see the jet engine right here. We do have a video with this, if the video will play. Alright, the link's available so you can check it out, see what you think. Very interesting indeed. And let's move on to the last story here. Alien abductee Sue Sill of Outlane, Huddersfield, England, wants to prove the truth is out there. Okay, so there's a couple of objects she's taken picture of. Are we alone in the universe? Everyone has a theory, but for Sue Sill, there's only one answer. Sue, 57, of Outlane, claims she's had many encounters with UFOs and believes she was abducted in 2010. She says Huddersfield is a hotbed of activity. She's filmed UFOs in the sky all over town. Her latest experience was just last month when she filmed a light in the sky above her home. She said, I was in my kitchen with my sister-in-law, Colleen, who had seen quite a lot of things with me. She said, there's something over the top of your house again. Bright light in the sky. She's been an avid UFO spotter for most of her life, and in 2010 had an experience she describes as an abduction. Around the same time, crop circles were found at the Castle Hill. She said, I was sorting my things out for the morning, running a bath. I walked back to the bedroom, and it was like I had gone into a trance. I sat down in the bed next thing. Some figures appeared. They were really small, had black skin, were wearing black scoots. They had long, thin arms. Their faces were obscured like a liquid. I was thinking, oh God, what's happening here? They came over to the side of the bed, and something like a veil came over me. The next thing I knew, I was in space on a craft looking at Earth. The craft was iridescent like a bubble. I could see everything around me. I was thinking, how can I be looking at the Earth? The creatures spoke with telepathy and were showing me the Earth. At once there was a massive explosion like a mushroom, and my heart sunk. When the creature put his hand on my shoulder, it was like E.T. with a long middle finger. It was like it was feeding off my emotions. I remember the creature saying, "Don't worry, you will be all right." I didn't feel they wanted to harm me or harm the people of the Earth. I think they were concerned about what's happening. So we are destroying the planet. Sue said all of a sudden she woke up fully dressed on the bed. Hours had passed since her last memories from the bedroom. She said, "I tried to get up. I couldn't stand. I feel sick. I tried to do my normal routine, get ready for work, but I was like jet lag." Saw my neighbor and he asked what was going on. I said, "I think I've been abducted." He just laughed. I thought I was going crazy, so I went to the doctor. He just looked at me and sent me straight to the psychiatrist. She said I was okay. I knew I was fine. Interesting. Interesting story indeed. So, there you go. Links available so you can check it out. See what you think of her story as you investigate further. That is the end of our UFO news. Let's jump away and I'll be back. We're going to continue on with the Nag Hammadi Library. I pulled out the text we're going to look at today is the Gospel of Thomas. All right, I'll be back and we'll get to it.
Come into our circle, Great Spirit. Fill our souls with peace.
Show us the way, show us the way.
Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. All right, continuing on with the Nag Hammadi Library. Let's do a little refresher here. Thus far, what has been written or read has been the discussion by Yeshua and the apostles and Adam and in the origin of the world, all telling the same story. This Mother, Father, God, who interacted, their interaction created a spark. This spark was the divine autogens, Christ, which then had authority to continue to create. And so the energy of the Mother, the Father, the life force, emanated or flowed forth through the Christ. And from the Christ or divine autogens, it emanated or flowed forth into four different realms, creating four different realities and realms. Each one of these realms, the energy continued to flow forth, created three sub-realms. And one of these sub-realms, Sophia, is the story where Yaldabaoth came into play. Something occurred, and then Yaldabaoth came into play. And Yaldabaoth didn't stay in this reality, but left, went elsewhere. And there, Yaldabaoth went off and created what we know of this world, the visible reality. And then he created Adam, the skin suit, just in order to trap God. Okay, I said it kind of catches us up. You've heard the story many times throughout the very different text. This is the next section. It's called The Gospel of Thomas. I thought I'd approach this book. It's going to take us a couple days to get through it. So let's just jump into it right now. The Gospel of Thomas. These are the hidden sayings that the living Yeshua spoke, and Yoheda Talma, the twin, recorded. And he said, whoever discovers what these sayings mean will not taste death. Yeshua said, seek. Do not stop seeking until you find. When you find, you will be troubled. When you are troubled, you will marvel and rule over all. Yeshua said, if your leaders tell you, look, the kingdom is in heaven, then the birds of heaven will precede you. If they say to you, it's in the sea, then the fish will precede you. But the kingdom is inside you and inside of you. When you know yourselves, then you will be known. And you will understand that you are the children of the living Father. But if you do not know yourselves, then you dwell in poverty, and you are poverty. Yeshua said, a person old in days will not hesitate to ask a little child 7 days old about the place of life, and the person will live, for many of the first will be the last and become a single one. Yeshua said, know what is front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be disclosed. There is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. His students asked him and said to him, do you want us to fast? How should we pray? Should we give to charity? What diet should we observe? Yeshua said, do not lie, and do not do what you hate. All things are disclosed before heaven. There is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, nothing covered that will remain undisclosed. Yeshua said, blessings on the lion if the human eats it, making the lion human. Foul is the human if a lion eats it, making the lion human. And he said, humankind is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea, and drew it up from the sea full of little fish. Among the fish he found a fine large fish. He threw all the little fish back into the sea and easily chose the large fish. Whoever has ears should hear. Yeshua said, look, the sower went over, took a handful of seeds and scattered them. Some fell on the road, and the birds came and pecked them up. Others fell on rock, and they did not take root in the soil, and did not produce heads of grain. Others fell on thorns, and they choked the seeds, and worms devoured them. And others fell on good soil, and it brought forth a good crop, yielding 60 per measure and 120 per measure. Yeshua said, I have thrown fire upon the world, and look, I am watching till it blazes. Yeshua said, this heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. During the days when you ate what is dead, you made it alive. When you were in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were two, you became one. On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you became two, what will you do? The student said to Yeshua, we know you will leave us. Who will be our leader? Yeshua said to them, wherever you are, seek out Yaakov, the just. For his sake, heaven and earth came to being. Yeshua said to his students, compare me to something and tell me what I am like. Shimon Kefa, he said to him, you are like a just messenger. Mattai, he said to him, you are like a wise philosopher. Toma said to him, Rabbi, my mouth is utterly unable to say what you are like. Yeshua said, I am not your rabbi, because you have drunk. You are intoxicated from the bubbling springs I tended. And he took them and withdrew and spoke 3 sayings to him. When Thomas came back to his friends, they asked him, what did Yeshua say to you? Thomas said to them, if I tell you one of the sayings he spoke to me, you will pick up rocks and stone me, and fire will come out of the rocks and consume you. Yeshua said to them, if you fast, you will bring sin upon yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned. If you give to charity, you will harm your spirit. When you go into any region and walk through the countryside, the people receive you. Eat what they serve you, and heal the sick among them. What goes into your mouth will not defile you, but what comes out of your mouth will defile you. Yeshua said, when you see one not born of woman, fall on your faces and worship. That is your Father. Yeshua said, people may think I have come to impose peace upon this world. They do not know that I have come to impose conflicts upon the earth, fire, sword, war. For there will be 5 in a house, 3. There will be 3 against 2, 2 against 3, father against son, son against father, and they will stand alone. Yeshua said, I shall give you what no eye has seen, what no eye has heard, what no hand has touched, what has not arisen in the human heart. The student said to Yeshua, tell us how our end will be. Yeshua said, have you discovered the beginning, and now you are seeking the end? Where the beginning is, the end will be. Blessings on you who stand at the beginning. You will know the end and not taste death. Yeshua said, blessing on you who came into being before coming into being. If you become my students and hear my sayings, these stones will serve you. For there were 5 trees in paradise for you. Summer or winter they do not change, and their leaves do not fall. Whoever knows them will not taste death. The student said to Yeshua, tell us what the kingdom of heaven is like. He said to them, it is like a mustard seed, the tiniest of seeds, but when it falls on a prepared soil, it produces a great plant and becomes a shelter for the birds of heavens. Miriam said to Yeshua, what are your students like? He said, they are like children living in the field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, give us our field back to us. The children take off their clothes in front of them and give it back, and then return their field to them. So I say, if the owner of the house knows that the thief is coming, he will be on guard before the thief arrives, and will not let the thief break into his house of his estate and steal his possessions. As for you, be on guard against the world. Arm yourselves with great strength, or the robbers will find a way to reach you. For the trouble you expect will come. Let someone among you understand. When the crop ripened, the reaper came quickly with sickle in hand and harvested it. Whoever has ears to hear should hear. Yeshua saw some babies nursing. He said to his students, those nursing babies are like those who enter the kingdom. They said to him, then shall we enter the kingdom as babies? Yeshua said to them, when you make the 2 into 1, and when you make the inner like the outer and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make the male and the female into a single one, so that the male will not be male nor the female will be female. When you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom. Yeshua said, I shall choose you as one from 1,000, and as two from 10,000, and they will stand as a single one. His student said, show us the place where you are. We must seek it. He said to them, whoever has ears should hear. There is light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. Yeshua said, love your brother like your soul. Protect that person like the pupil of your eye. Yeshua said, you see the speck in your brother's eye, but not the beam in your own eye. When you take the beam out of your own eye, then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Do not fast from the world, and you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Shabbat, you will not see the Father. Yeshua said, I took my stand in the midst of the world, and I appeared to them in flesh. I found them all drunk, yet none of them thirsty. My soul ached for the human children, because they are blind in their hearts and do not see. They came into the world empty, and seek to depart from the world empty. But now they are drunk. When they shake off their wine, they will repent. Yeshua said, if the flesh came into being because of a spirit, it is a marvel. But if spirit came into being because of a body, it is a marvel of marvels. Yet I marvel at how this great wealth has come to dwell in this poverty. Yeshua said, where there are 3 deities, they are divine. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with that one. Yeshua said, a prophet is not accepted in the hometown. A doctor does not heal those who know the doctor. Yeshua said, a city built upon a hill, high hill and fortified, cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. Yeshua said, what you will hear in your ear, in the other ear proclaim from your rooftops. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, nor in a hidden place. You put it on a stand so that all will come and go will see the light. Yeshua said, if a blind person leads a blind person, both will fall in a hole. Yeshua said, you cannot enter the house of the strong and take it by force without binding the owner's hands. Then you can loot the house. Yeshua said, from morning to evening and from evening to morning, do not worry about what you will wear. His students said, when will you appear to us, and when shall we see you? Yeshua said, when you strip naked without being ashamed, and take your clothes and put them under your feet like small children and trample them, then you will see the child of the living one, and you will not be afraid. Yeshua said, often you wanted to hear these sayings I am telling you, and you have no one else from whom to hear them. There will be days when you will seek me, and you will not find me. Yeshua said, the Pharisees and the scholars have taken the keys of knowledge and have hidden them. They have not entered, nor will they allow those who want to enter to go inside. You should be shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. Yeshua said, the grapevine has been planted far from the Father. Since it is not strong, it is pulled up by the root and perish. Yeshua said, whoever has something in hand will be given more. Whoever has nothing will be deprived of the paltry things possessed. Yeshua said, be passerby. His students said to him, who are you saying these things to? Who are you to say these things to us? Yeshua said, from what I tell you, you do not know who I am. You have become like the Jews. They love the tree but hate its fruit, or love the fruit but hate the tree. Yeshua said, whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven. Whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either on earth or in heaven. Yeshua said, grapes are not harvested from thorn trees, nor are figs gathered from the thistles. They yield no fruit. A good person brings forth good from the storehouse. A bad person brings forth evil things from the corrupt storehouse in the heart and says evil things. From the abundance of the heart, such a person brings forth evil. Yeshua said, from Adam to Yohanan the baptizer, among those born of women, no one of you is much greater than Yohanan, that your eyes should not be averted. But I have said that whoever among you becomes a child will know the kingdom and become greater than Yohanan. This is John, I'm guessing. John the baptizer, Yohanan the baptizer. Remember, there wasn't a J back then, so it's Yeshua, Yohanan. Yeshua said a person cannot mount two horses or bend two bows, and a servant cannot serve two masters, or the servant will honor one and offend the other. No one who drinks aged wine suddenly wants to drink new wine. New wine is not poured into aged wineskins, or they may break. And aged wine is not poured into new wineskin, or it may spoil. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment, or it may tear. Yeshua said, if two make peace with each other in one house, they will tell the mountain, move, and that mountain will move. Yeshua said, blessings on you who are alone and chosen, for you will find the kingdom. You have come from it and will return there again. Yeshua said, if they say to you, where have you come from? Say to them, we have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being by itself, established itself and appeared in their image. If they say to you, is it you? Say, we are its children and the chosen of the living Father. If they ask you, what is the evidence of your Father in you? Say to them, it is rest and motion. His students said to him, when will the dead rest? When will the new world come? He said to them, what you look for has come, but you do not know it. His students said to him, 24 prophets have spoken in Israel, and they all spoke of you. He said to them, you have disregarded the living one among you, and have spoken of the dead. His students said to him, is circumcision useful or not? He said to them, if it were useful, fathers would produce their children already circumcised from their mothers, but the true circumcision in spirit is altogether valuable. Yeshua said, blessings on you, the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Yeshua said, those who do not hate their father and mother cannot be my students, and those who do not hate their brothers and sisters and bear the cross as I do will not be worthy of me. Yeshua said, whoever has come to know the world has discovered a carcass, and whoever has discovered a carcass of that person, the world is not worthy. Yeshua said, the Father's kingdom is like someone with good seed. His enemy came at night and sowed weeds among the good seed. He did not let them pull up the weeds, but said to them, no, or you might go to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. On harvest day, the weeds will be conspicuous and will be pulled up and burned. Yeshua said, blessings on the poor who has labored and found life. Yeshua said, look to the living one as long as you live, or you may die and try to see the living one, and you will not be able to see. He saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb, and he was going to the land of Waikato. He said that to his students, that person is carrying the lamb around. They said to him, then he may kill it and eat it. He said to them, he will not eat it while it is alive, but only after he has killed it and has become a carcass. They said, otherwise he cannot do it. He said to them, so with you seek a place of rest, or you may become a carcass and be eaten. Yeshua said, two will rest on a couch, one will die, one will live. Salome said, who are you, mister? You have climbed on my couch and eaten from my table as if you are from someone. Yeshua said to her, I am the one who comes from what is whole. I was given from the things of my Father. Salome said, I am your student. Yeshua said, I say, if you are whole, then you will be filled with light. But if you are divided, you will be filled with darkness. Yeshua said, I disclose my mysteries to those who are worthy of my mysteries. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Yeshua said there was a rich person who is very wealthy. He said, I shall invest my money so that I may sow, reap, plant, and fill my storehouses and produce. Then I shall lack nothing. This is what he was thinking in his heart, but that very night he died. Whoever has ears should hear. Yeshua said a person was receiving guests. When he prepared the dinner, he sent his servant to invite the guest. The servant went to the first and said, My master invites you. The person said, Some merchants owe me money. They are coming tonight. I must go and give them instructions. Please excuse me from dinner. My servant went to another and said, My master invites you. He said to the servant, I have bought a house and have been called away for a day. I have no time. My servant went to another and said, My master invites you. And he said to the servant, My friend is to be married, and I am to arrange the banquet. I can't come. Please excuse me from dinner. The servant went to another and said, My master invites you. He said to the servant, I have bought an estate, and I am going to collect a rent. I shall not be able to come. Please excuse me. The servant returned to his master. Those you invited to dinner have asked to be excused. The master said to the servant, Go out into the streets and invite whoever you find for the dinner. Buyers and merchants will not enter the place of my Father. He said to you, Sir, owned a vineyard and rented it to some farmers to work for, and from the world would collect its produce, and from them he would collect its produce. He sent his servant and the farmers to seize him and the produce of the vineyard. They seized and beat and almost killed the servant, who returned and told his master. His master said, Perhaps he did not know them. And he sent another servant, but they beat him as well. Then the master sent his son and said, Perhaps they will respect my son. Since the farmers knew the son was the heir of the vineyard, they seized him and killed him. Whoever had ears should hear. Yeshua said, Show me the stone that the builders rejected, that is the cornerstone. Yeshua said, One who knows all but lacks within is utterly lacking. Yeshua said, Blessings on you when you are hated and persecuted, and no place will be found wherever you are persecuted. Yeshua said, Blessing on you who have been persecuted in your hearts. Only you truly know the Father. Blessing on you who are hungry, that the stomach of someone else in want may be filled. Yeshua said, If you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you have nothing within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. Yeshua said, I shall destroy this house, and no one will be able to rebuild it. Someone said to him, Tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me. He said to the person, Mister, who made me a divider? He turned to his students and said to them, I am not a divider, am I? Yeshua said, The harvest is large, but the workers are few. Beg the master to send out workers to the harvest. He said, Master, there are many around the drinking trough, but nothing in the well. Yeshua said, There are many standing at the door, but those who are alone will enter the wedding chamber. Yeshua said, The Father's kingdom is like a merchant who owned a supply of merchandise and found a pearl. The merchant was prudent. He sold his goods and bought the single pearl for himself. So with you, seek his treasure that is unfailing and enduring, where no moth comes to devour and no worm destroys. Yeshua said, I am the light over all things. I am all. From me all has come forth, and to me all has reached. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up a stone, and you will find me there. Yeshua said, Why have you come out of the countryside? To see a reed shaken by the wind? Or to see a person dressed in soft clothes, like your rulers and your people of power? They are dressed in soft clothes and cannot understand. A woman in the crowd said to him, Blessings on the womb that bore you and the breast that fed you. He said to her, Blessing on those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. Days will come when you will say, Blessings on the womb that has not conceived and the breast that have not given milk. Yeshua said, Whoever has come to know the world has discovered the body, and whoever has discovered the body of that person, the world is not worthy. Yeshua said, let a person of wealth rule, and a person of power renounce it. Yeshua said, whoever is near me is near fire, and whoever is far from me is far from the kingdom. Yeshua said, you see images, but the light within them is hidden in the image of the Father's light. He will be disclosed, but his image is hidden in his light. Yeshua said, when you see your likeness, you are happy, but when you see your images that came into being before you, and that neither die nor become visible, how much you will bear. Yeshua said, Adam came from great power and great wealth, but he was not worthy of you. Had he been worthy, he would not have tasted death. Yeshua said, foxes have their dens and birds have their nests, but the human child has no place to lay his head and rest. Yeshua said, how miserable is the body that depends on a body, and how miserable is the soul that depends on both. Yeshua said, the messengers and the prophets will come to you and give to you what is yours, what you give them, what you have, and wonder, when will they come and take what is theirs? Yeshua said, why do you wash the outside of the cup? Don't you understand that the inside, the one who made the inside also made the outside? Yeshua said, come to me, for my yoke is easy, my mastery gentle. You will find rest for yourselves. They had said to him, tell us who you are, so we may believe in you. He said to them, you examine the face of heaven and earth, but you have not come to know the one who is in your presence, and you do not know how to examine this moment. Yeshua said, seek and you will find. In the past I did not tell you the things about which you asked me. Now I am willing to tell you, but you do not seek them. Do not give what is holy to dogs, they might throw them upon the manure pile. Do not throw pearls to swine, they might make mud of it. Yeshua said, one who seeks will find, for one who knocks it will be opened. Yeshua said, if you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to someone from whom you will not get it back. Yeshua said, the Father's kingdom is like a woman who took a little yeast, hid it in dough, and made large loaves of bread. Whoever has ears, let them hear. Yeshua said, a Father's kingdom is like a woman who is carrying a full jar of meal. While she was walking around a distant road, the handle of the jar broke, and the meal spilled behind her along the road. She did not know it. She noticed no problem. When she reached her house, she put the jar down and found it empty. Yeshua said, the Father's kingdom is like a person who wanted to put someone powerful to death. While at home, he drew his sword and thrust it into a wall to find out whether his hand would go in. Then he killed the powerful person. The students said to him, your brothers and your mother are standing outside. He said to them, those here who do the will of my Father are my brother and my mother. They will enter the kingdom, the Father's kingdom. They showed Yeshua a gold coin and said to him, Caesar's people demand taxes from us. He said to them, give Caesar the things that are Caesar's, give God the things that are God's, and give me what is mine. Those who do not hate their father and mother as I do cannot be my students. Those who do not love their mother and father as I do cannot be my students. But my mother gave me falsehood. For my mother gave me falsehood, but my true mother gave me life. Yeshua said, shame on the Pharisees. They are like a dog sleeping on the cattle manger. It does not eat or let the cattle eat. Yeshua said, blessings on you if you know where the robbers will enter, so that you can wake up, rouse the estate, and arm yourself before they break in. They said to Yeshua, come, let us pray today and fast. Yeshua said, what sin have I committed, or how have I been undone? When the bridegroom leaves the wedding chamber, then let us fast and pray. Yeshua said, whoever knows the father and the mother will be called the child of a whore. Yeshua said, when you make two into one, you will become human children. When you say mountain move, the mountain will be moved. Yeshua said, the kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 and looked for the one until he found it. After so much trouble, he said to the sheep, I love you more than the 99. Yeshua said, whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to that one. Yeshua said the kingdom is like a person who has a treasure hidden in his field. He did not know it, or when he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about it. He took over the field and sold it. The buyer was plowing and found the treasure and began to lend the money at interest to whomever he wished. Yeshua said, you who have found the world and become wealthy, renounce the world. Yeshua said, the heavens and the earth will roll up in your presence, and you who live from the living one will not see death. Doesn't Yeshua say this? Whoever has found oneself of that person, the world is not worthy. Yeshua said, shame on the flesh that depends on the soul. Shame on the soul that depends on the flesh. The student said to him, when will the kingdom come? Yeshua said, it will not come because you are watching for it. No one will announce, look, here it is, or look, there it is. The Father's kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it. Shimon Kepha said to him, Miriam should leave us. Females are not worthy of life. Yeshua said, look, I shall guide her to make her male, so she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every female who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. And there you have it. Made it through the whole book. That is the Gospel of Thomas. A lot of interesting passages there, one after the other, of the words of Yeshua. Very interesting indeed. So the link's available so you can check it out. This is the Gospel of Thomas. This is, and there's multiple versions of each one of these, different. This is the translation by Martin Mayer. It's the link that is available on today's show. So anyway, check it out. I think you, if you read through it further and get more information on that, I think you'll continue to like what's going on there. All right, and that brings us to a channeled message for today. This is Mayan message for today. And let me go ahead and get this going for you. Here we go.
Mayan Message Day 255 Men 8 10 Keys to Ascension by Theresa Crabtree. I am Men 8. Thank you for joining with us this day. At this time, we would like to say thank you for choosing to come to Earth. With this choice, you have decided to do many things while here. Those of you reading these words have chosen the path of enlightenment. In one sense, you are already perfect and pure, but in another sense, there is much you wish to experience, thus you have temporarily separated yourself from Source. Know that you are truly not separate, for within you resides the oneness of Source. You have chosen individuation, just for a time. In the Earth realm, it was decided that this feeling of separation would be allowed to exist. Although no one consciously chose to feel separate, it was allowed to happen as you made choices in your evolution, as a race. Many of you sense that time is near its end and are thus propelling yourselves forward at a speed that is unrecorded in the history of the universe. There is much interest from your star brothers as they watch the unfolding events on Earth and within yourselves. To best ensure your success in these endeavors while embodied in human form, consider the following. Rest when you are tired. Eat foods that are as close to their natural state as possible. Be kind to yourself and others. Laugh often. Enjoy life. Choose jobs that give you joy. Be respectful of the beliefs of others. Pay close attention to your own beliefs. Pray often. Feel gratitude in every moment. These are 10 key ingredients in your ascension process. Develop your daily routines around them and watch as your life unfolds before you as beautiful as the opening of the lotus blossom. Salamat.
All right, good, good. It's always good to have some practical things to work upon. And that brings us to our meditation for today. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take another deep breath. And exhale again. Take another breath. And exhale. Now let yourself continue to breathe nice and gently in and out. And as you breathe, feel the air moving and recycling through your body. Recycling through each and every cell. Cleansing out all of the old tired energy, replacing it with the new, fresh. And you feel this process of recycling happening. And it continues on and has been going on our entire lives. So we thank you, Great Spirit, for the blessings of life that you flow through our being each and every day. We thank you for the opportunities that we have to make better use of this light and this energy. We appreciate the opportunities we have to share and to learn. So let's just imagine this energy flowing through us. And let's just imagine ourselves walking through the world simply as lights in the world. And as we walk through the world, no matter the state of being that the world is in, we find that the light within us shines brightly into the darkness. And as we shine our light into the darkness, those who are there are able to get a glimpse of that light, and in turn find the light within themselves to shine. And one by one, through our examples, people all across the earth shine their light until the entire earth is illuminated with light from all of the beings who are shining this light bright. Let's imagine this, and in this light the darkness dissipates and we feel peace. And we feel the growth of life flowing and the opportunities of life all around us. So let the subconscious mind continue on that journey of sending out positivity and simply shining your light into the world. And let's bring the conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3 coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2 coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1 coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale and open your eyes. That's it, my friends. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. We made it all the way through the Gospel of Thomas today, which is good. I was thinking it was going to take 2 days. We got it in 1. So tomorrow I'm going to move on to another one, maybe the Gospel of Philip. There's plenty of other books here to keep us busy all week long. So Nag Hammadi Library, Gnostic Gospels. Check them out. Check them out. First Contact Radio is the link. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Enjoy the day. Just keep yourself focused on all the good that's going on around you. I know there's negativity as well, but focus on the good. We'll let the negativity fade away, because that's what it's supposed to do. As the light shines, the darkness is going to dissipate. As the goodness flows, all the negativity will go away. To be expected, so don't be surprised when that happens. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and information. I love you. Keep loving each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.